Hello everyone, I am Pavitra Devi working as Assistant Professor in Department of Computer Science, Artificial Intelligence and Data Science in Dr. S.N.S. Rajeshmi College of Arts and Science. I am going to take the class about forward chaining and backward chaining. First one, forward chaining. Forward chaining is nothing but they are also known as forward deduction or forward reasoning method when using an inference engine. Forward chaining is the form of reasoning which starts with atomic sentence in the knowledge base and applies inference rules modules pronouns in the forward direction to extract more data until a goal is reached. The forward chaining algorithm starts from known fact triggers all the rules whose permissions are satisfied and add their conclusion to the known fact. This process repeats until the problem is solved. Next one, properties of forward chaining. It is the drop-down approaches as it moves from bottom to top. It process of making conclusion based on known fact or data by starting from the initial state and reach the goal state. Forward chaining approaches is also called as data driven as by reach to the goal using the variable data. Forward chaining approaches is commonly used in the export system such as CLIPS and business and production rule of system. Example, as per the law, it is the crime for an American to sell the weapons to a state nation. Country A, the enemy of America, has some missiles and all the missiles were sold to it by Robert, who is an American citizen. Prove that Robert is the criminal. To solve the problem, first we convert all the fact in first order definite classes and then we will use the forward chaining algorithm to reach the goal. Next one, backward chaining. Backward chaining is also known as backward deduction or backward reasoning method when using an inference engine. Backward and chaining algorithm is form of reasoning which start with a goal and works backward, chaining through the rules to find known facts that support to the goal. Next one, properties of backward chaining. It is also known as top-down approaches. Backward chaining is based on modules, pronouns, interference rules. Backward chaining is the goal broken into sub-goals or sub-goal to prove the facts true. It is called a goal-driven approaches as list of goal decides which rule are selected and used. Backward chaining algorithm is used in the game theory, automated theorem proving tool, inference engine, proof assistant and various artificial intelligence application. Backward chaining is the method mostly used in depth first search strategy for proof. Next one, difference between backward chaining and forward chaining. Forward chaining is the name suggests start from the known fact and move forward and applying inference rules to extract more data and it continues until it reaches to the goal. Whereas backward chaining starts from the goal. Move backward by using inference rule to determine the facts that satisfy a goal. Forward chaining is called a data-driven inference technique, whereas background chaining is called goal-driven inference techniques. Forward chaining is known as down-up approaches, whereas backward chaining is known as top-down approaches. Forward chaining use breadth first search strategy, whereas backward chaining use depth first search strategy. uh, Backward chaining use depth first strategy. Forward and backward chaining both applies modules and pronouns interference rule. Forward chaining can be used for tasks such as planning, designing process monitoring, diagnostic and classification, whereas backward chaining can be used for the classification and diagnostic task. Forward chaining can be like an exhaustive search, whereas backward chaining try to avoid the unnecessary path of reasoning. Forward chaining, there can be various asked questions from the knowledge base, whereas the backward chaining There can be fewer as questions. Forward chaining is the slow as check for all the rules, where backward chaining as fast it checks for the few required rules only. Thank you.